Hello, everybody, and I am delighted to have you all here for our wonderful webinar on meeting the new São Paulo. I've often said that Berlin, well, people always say that New York, of course, is the city of the 21st century. In my view, it was actually Berlin because wars happened there and peace happened there and democracy happened there in many ways. But in fact, what's the city of the 22nd century? And I believe it's São Paulo. And we have a great opportunity now to talk to the wonderful people at SB Negocios and to hear their thoughts and their hopes and dreams and things that they can share with us with the BCCC. So this event is organized by the Brazil-Canada Chamber of Commerce. I'm Peter Hawkins. I'm co-chair of the BCCC. The BCCC is a coast-to-coast independent nonprofit Canadian organization promoting business relationships between Brazil and Canada for the last 50 years. And we maintain high-level networking in our sectoral committees. And because at BCCC, we connect. I want to thank our annual sponsors, Valley, Rio Tinto, Mellowhawk Logistics, Proactiva Results, BMA Law, and Brookfield, and all our members and our partners for their continued support. We'd also like to acknowledge that on this land where I am in Canada is part of the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the territory of the Anishinaabeg, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Ojibwe Chippewa peoples, home to the Métis and most recently the territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. We are grateful to have the opportunity to live and work on this land. At BCCC, we also recognize the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Together, we stand as leaders embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion. We recognize that DEI is not just the right thing to do, but essential for our organization's success. We lead the change, understanding that diversity and inclusion practices must permeate all aspects of our business. By weaving DEI into the fabric of our organization, we cultivate an environment where every individual thrives and feels a sense of belonging, innovation flourishes, and collective potential is realized. Let us forge ahead, united in our mission to create a diverse and inclusive future that transcends boundaries and elevates us all. Pardon me. And now to start, we do have a quick message from Alessandra Andrade, who is the president of São Paulo Negócios, and she has pre-recorded a message for us.
Hello and welcome. My name is Alessandra Andrade and I'm the president of São Paulo Negócios, the investment and trade promotion agents for the city of São Paulo. We are thrilled to partner with the Brazil-Canada Chamber of Commerce to present this special webinar, Meet the New São Paulo. São Paulo is the beating heart of Brazil's economy, a global city driven by innovation, sustainability, and diversity. From tech and finance to infrastructure, agribusiness, and creative industries, we are open for business and ready for partnerships. This event is designed to help you understand why São Paulo is the ideal destination for Canadian companies looking to grow, innovate, and invest in Latin America. You hear about strategic setters, investments, opportunities, and the support mechanisms available for foreign investors. Thank you for joining us today. We hope this is the beginning of new and lasting connections between Canada and São Paulo. Let's build the future together. Once again, welcome and enjoy the webinar.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm very, very excited. I haven't met her in person, but I'm going to, and I'm looking forward to that. So now it is my honor to invite Pedro Rebelo, who is Executive Director of São Paulo Negócios, André Aleotti, who is Manager São Paulo Negócios, André Cavallini, Manager São Paulo Negócios, to present about São Paulo. And of course, we'll have my colleagues Salo Rappaport and Michael Kennedy, who are directors at BCCC for our panel. Over to Pedro, please. Let's hear your comments.
Hello, Peter. Hello, everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank you, Peter, Salo, the rest of the board of the Brazil-Canada Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity. The city of São Paulo and Canada have a lot to benefit from mutual cooperation. We have so many things in common. It will be great to have you guys visiting us here in Brazil, as well as we taking companies from the city of São Paulo to explore and to meet our friends in Canada. So thank you for this opportunity. Well, I don't know how much you guys know about the city of São Paulo, but it's basically a small country within Brazil. The city of São Paulo represents $150 billion of GDP, which is 9% of the total of Brazil. The retail sales in 2024 were 20 billion USD. We have 4.9 million formal jobs, as well as other means of employment that are not specifically considered formal jobs, but we have a let's say informal economy that is regulated, that is prospering a lot as well. The population of the city of São Paulo is 12 million people. I think we had a problem with the presentation, just a moment. Thank you. And well, yeah, 12 million people. Next, please. And when you talk about exports, we had in 2023 5.1 billion USD, and it's very important to mention here that coming to São Paulo and from São Paulo, you will see a lot of different sectors of the Brazilian economy. You will see manufactured goods, you will see handmade goods, and you will also see things that you won't find production in the city of São Paulo. For example, if you want to explore the mining sector, if you want to explore the agribusiness sector, you won't find huge iron ore mines or gold mines in the city, of course. And you also not find huge crops of soybeans or of cotton, but they are traded in São Paulo. The chain of services provided to this type of industries, they come from São Paulo. All the financial sector of Brazil is in the city of São Paulo. So that's why it's important to be here when you want to do business in the state of São Paulo, in the rest of Brazil, and even in South America as a whole. That's the benefits you have from coming to São Paulo, also the most cosmopolitan city in Brazil. We have 2 million companies, active companies at the moment. The revenue to the city of São Paulo in our 2005-2006, 2025-2026 work plan was 509 million USD, and we had from 2021 and 2025, more than 800,000 new companies were opened in the city of São Paulo. So São Paulo is not only big, it's also growing a lot. So from the 800,000 companies that were open in the city of São Paulo, more than 80,000 of them, they migrated to São Paulo from the rest of the country, from abroad as well. And it's very important to mention that many of the foreign companies that migrated from other areas of Brazil to the city of São Paulo, they came because they perceived that they should be here in the first place. But sometimes other regions of Brazil, other cities of Brazil, they have things to offer that we can't. They have special tax benefits, for example. They have special regulations for specific industries, specific sectors that are very attractive at first sight. But when you think about the depth of the business, the opportunities, the work provided as well, and the ecosystem for the specific business to strive, they perceive it that they should be in the city of São Paulo. And it is our job here in São Paulo Negócios, which I'm going to talk about a bit later, to showcase this, to present the opportunities, to help companies come to this city. As I mentioned, the revenue that we got from cities that migrated to the city of São Paulo was 500 million USD. We have currently the lowest unemployment rate since 2012, which is great for the city, because Brazil has been, let's say, going up and down in its unemployment rate. but São Paulo is always, let's say, a showcase to the rest of the country when it comes to unemployment, to business opportunities, and to economic growth as well. All according to official sources, of course, from the federal government. And well, now I have the pleasure to talk about São Paulo Negócios, which is my agency. We are basically the promotion agency of exports, investment, and internationalization for the municipality of São Paulo. The city of São Paulo was the first in the country to create such agency. We are among the 5 biggest in the country, counting with federal level and state level as well. Just talking about São Paulo once again, the city of São Paulo has the 3rd biggest budget in the country, just behind the federal government and behind the state of São Paulo. If you take the rest of the other 25 states in the federal district of Brazil, the city of São Paulo has a bigger budget than all of those, just to showcase another time the magnitude of the city compared to the rest of the country. So we are linked to the municipality of São Paulo. We have a very special juridical identity that allows us to work with the private sector and the public sector as well. We are not fully, let's say, direct managed by the city of São Paulo, by the city hall, but we work for them. And so we talk among our audience, among the people that we work with are investors. When we talk about large groups, we are talking about corporations that we also take care of for the city of São Paulo, not only when they are coming to the city, but also when they're already here and they need to deal with the bureaucracy of the municipality, when they need to deal with regulations. We hear them. We take their demands to the city of São Paulo, to the government, and then we try to help them have a better business environment so they can grow their business in this city here. We also deal with startups and also with the companies from the city of São Paulo that need any kind of internationalization. That can be experts, that can be finding partners worldwide, and all of those. So we have some pillars of activity, pillars of action here in the city of São Paulo that I have mentioned before. We can jump right to them. So the first pillar, of course, is attracting and expanding investment. And we do it actively. We participate on trade missions abroad. We receive foreign delegations as well here in Brazil. We incentivize Brazilian business people, São Paulo business people to go abroad, to find investors, to think about their business in an international way. Because one thing about Brazil is that we have such a large consumers market that many of the companies from Brazil and from São Paulo, they tend not to think hard about internationalization because they already have their markets here. But we from São Paulo, we understand that coming from where we came, Brazil is not enough. Sometimes even South America is not enough. We should also internationalize. We should also find partners, find business elsewhere. And Canada, for example, has always been a great partner of Brazil. We have been friend nations. I have the experience of living in Brasilia, and I met a lot of diplomats from Canada, and they all share the great experiences when dealing with Brazilians, with the Brazilian culture as well. And every time I talk about someone, then I mention Canada, I'm always received with a smile. That's the general perception of the Canadian people by Brazil. Friendly people, outgoing, straightforward, and that's specifically the kind of business we want to, the kind of people we want to do business with. And if you want to come to Brazil, if you want to invest in Brazil, we can help you. We can provide you with feasibility studies, institutional support, and direct dialogue with regulatory bodies. We can help you in all of those fronts and also help you even find the perfect spot for you in the city, and also introduce you to the ecosystem that surrounds the specific sectors, specific industries. We are here to help you. The second pillar is innovation and technology. So the main sector of the economy of the city of São Paulo is services. And we have a huge consumers market, not only in the city of São Paulo that are 12 million people. We also have just the state of São Paulo is approximately 40 million people. And that's in a range of 300 kilometers, for example. And when you talk about that, the innovation and technology becomes very important because data centers, for example, they should be located for the latency where the consumer's market is. So the city of São Paulo presents a huge advantage on that. And we also have a lot of different opportunities and different programs in the municipality of São Paulo, such as São Paulo Tech Week, Advanced Tech, and we offer support for global events in the city of São Paulo. And the tech companies and innovation companies, they can benefit from that ecosystem, and we provide all the support for them to better understand the opportunities, better understand how to fit within local regulation and within local culture as well. And just to showcase how successful we have been in that sense, 339,000 tech companies. We have 339,000 tech companies in São Paulo, which is a 60% growth in 10 years, encouraging startups, hubs, research and development companies, and smart regulations as well. And now we come to our third pillar, which is internationalization and business rounds. Business round tables, let's say. And so we offer, as I mentioned, business missions, participation in global trade fairs and global agendas as well, business roundtables, market studies for exports on demand. So if a company from the city of São Paulo wants to explore the market for Brazilian beans in Toronto, for example, we can provide them with that specific study to see if it's viable for them. And perhaps they can find a very good Canadian counterpart, Canadian partner to help them export the market as well. And in that sense, we also stimulate the competitiveness of the city, of the companies of the city of São Paulo, by providing them with training, with better understanding of specific cultures, so they can have better opportunities when they go to Canada. They can understand. They will not get there just with the perception of how things work in Brazil, but they'll get a perception of how they should work when they want to explore another market, such as Canada or the city of Toronto in that matter. And the fourth pillar is one that I have not mentioned so far, which is the privatization, concessions, and public-private partnerships for the city of São Paulo. We work highly helping companies participate on those public tenders, because we understand that the more we help companies participate on them, the more the citizen of the city of São Paulo will have better services, will have a better public infrastructure, and even our business people have a better public infrastructure to grow their businesses, to create more jobs, to generate more revenue for the city of São Paulo, and that's a cycling upward cycle, let's say. And we also have some very specific services that we provide for very specific sectors, which are the exemption of some taxes from the city of São Paulo. But regarding that matter, Cavallini, our manager for projects, will be able to talk a bit deeper. And with that, I end my presentation. I'm open for questions. Please send them. We are here to help you better understand the city of São Paulo, our action, and how we can help you. So, Cavallini, please.
Thank you, Pedro, for your introduction. And also thank you, the colleagues from BCCC, for the opportunity to showing a little bit about the business environment of the city of São Paulo and all of you that are following us today. I will be talking a little bit about what you need to get started. The first thing you will need is the social contract. That is what defines the legal basis for the company to operate here in the city, and the participation of each shareholder in financial terms. I'm aware that you have something really similar in Canada, so I believe that won't be any kind of problem to you. So also we have the proof of address in country of origin. That is something required by the federal government. Also the appointment of legal representative in Brazil. It's important to mention that this person designated as the operation, the responsible for the operation in Brazil, will need to have what we call here this CPF. That is basically our social security number. It takes from 5 to 15 days to get it done for foreigners. It doesn't matter if it's a Brazilian or a foreigner, you need to get this to approve the business here in Brazil and also in São Paulo. You also need to have a authenticity certificate of the documentation in Orange language to ensure the integrity and recognition of your Canadian documents under Brazilian law. You also need a sworn Portuguese translation registered in notary's office to approve for the business license here in Brazil. All of that is approved by the federal government, and it doesn't take much to get approved. Now we start to get into the state and municipal license that you will need to approve your business here in the city. You will need a registration with the commercial registry. That is what provides legal basis for the operation here in São Paulo and in the state of São Paulo. And also a state registration that is what makes you available to issue an invoice to prove financial transaction here in the state of São Paulo. With all that, you can get your what you call here CNPJ. That basically is your tax identification. With that, you can have all operation to get started. A Brazilian bank account is not mandatory, but we highly recommend you to do it. Because every financial transaction is charged by the Brazilian government. So if you get a Brazilian bank account, you will have much more stability in your cash flow. So it's really important that you have it. If you desire to open a proper office here in the city of São Paulo, you will also need to have a operating license certificate, or what we call here auto de licença de funcionamento. This is what certifies that your office is okay in terms of environmental issues, construction, traffic, anything that is that have impact on the city. I will talk a little bit about real estate now. Real estate it's a really important sector for here at São Paulo Negócios. It answers about 70% of the investment supported by us. And that's because it's much more complex to approve a business here in real estate than any other, because you will certainly demand construction license, environmental license, traffic license. So you have a much higher public interface with the city hall. Last year, there was a 12% growth in the sector's revenue into 2024 compared to the previous year in the city of São Paulo. And that happened even with a high interest rate here in Brazil. Right now, the interest rate it is about 15%. And even though the sector managed to grow quite a bit, so we are expecting the real estate sector grow even more in the following months. Also, the office vacancy rate is below 20%. Actually, is 18.3%, the lowest point since the COVID-19 pandemic. And that is basically motivated by the companies coming back to the in-office work. So we also expect this to maintain in the following months. The city also answered for 37% of the overall released value in Brazil last year, showing a little bit of how important São Paulo is in the real estate market in comparison to Brazil. And the city will demand 300,000 new residential units in the next 5 years. Mostly, these housing units will be located by smaller sizes and multifunction apartments. The real estate union study appointed that there is a 40% increase in the search for properties that follows this base. And the city also has a restrained demand in affordable housing, and there is 20% of the population living in inadequate condition. So there is a big opportunity to companies to approve to get it done. We also have here a specific law for the city center of São Paulo, that is called that is popularly known as retrofits law, to bring more people to live in the city center. Here in São Paulo, we have a problem that is really common to metropolitan cities, that is the degradation of the city center. And this administration aims to change that by providing incentives for companies to invest in more housing, invest more in housing in the city center. We provide tax over land and construction credit remission. So if is any debt on this tax with the city hall, you can ask for to be remitted. So it's a big incentive for companies to invest here. Also, the exemption of this tax for the first 3 years of the construction. And after the construction is approved, the tax is not implemented, is not approved like a normal tax. It will be progressive, so you can provide a more stable cash flow. We also have a reduction of 2% to 2% for the tax over service constructions, exemption of real estate trade, and also exemption of municipal taxes for 5 years. And these projects, it gets from 85 to 155 days to be approved in the city hall.
And so now I believe we are with André. No?
We have one more slide to talk about a little bit about the results that we achieved with this public policy. That is, there were 24 retrofit projects already approved in the city, and 2,214 new housing units, 20 new residential developments, and 4 commercial developments designated to office or accommodations. 5 new buildings already received the requalification conclusion certificate, and 38 new projects are under review at the moment within the city hall. So now I pass the word to André Aleotti, my colleague, that is responsible for the area of public-private partnerships and global relations.
Thank you very much, André. Thank you, Pedro. First of all, thank you, Brazil, Canada Chamber of Commerce. It's a great honor and pleasure to be here in this afternoon. André, my colleague, spoke a little bit about the real estate sector, and now I will talk a little more about other sectors that are a priority for the City Hall, as well as a great opportunity for both national and foreigner investment. They are all great opportunities to explore not only the São Paulo market, but as well the whole Brazil and the Latin America region. I'll start talking about the creative industry. The market value of the creative industry in São Paulo is $3 billion in the year of 2023, and more than 1,000 productions for the audiovisual were made in São Paulo in the same year. São Paulo has the whole ecosystem for creative industry production. For example, in the picture, you see an episode of Netflix Black Mirror that was recorded and produced in the city of São Paulo and received a public incentive by the São Paulo Film Commission that provides all the support for international and national productions to happen within the city. Next slide, please. Another very important sector for the city of São Paulo and a great opportunity for investors is technology and innovation. Currently, almost 30% of the revenue of the city is based on companies from technological or innovation process. This specific sector had a growth of 60% between 2014 and 2024. And we as a city hall know that's going to be the future of the revenue of the city, not only the city of São Paulo or any other major city, but the whole world. So obviously we have a special attention to the technology and innovation sector, and we try to help companies expanding and establishing their business in the city with qualified information, connections, or all the support to obtain all the legal documents to operate the specific activity within the city. one specific project that is very important for the technology and innovation sector is the sandbox. Last year, São Paulo announced a regulatory sandbox within the city. So if a company has a innovative solution that needs special approval, the city already has a public policy for that. Next one, please. Another very important sector, almost related to the technology sector, is finance services and crypto economy. So Brazil is responsible for 59% of Latin America's fintechs, and we had a growth of almost 12 times on the users of crypto economy in Brazil. And São Paulo is the main hub for crypto economy and finance services, and that happens specifically because São Paulo has all the ecosystem concentrated in one place. So we have the traditional banking, the investment offices, the startups and investors, all based in the same specific area, and that makes the development of specific finance services and crypto economy business to happen in a much faster pace. Next one, please. The gaming sector, also related to technology and innovation, is a high priority for the City Hall. São Paulo Negócios has been working with the gaming sector for a few years now, and we were able to have the gaming activity to have the lowest possible tax within the city, and that helped a lot the development of the sector. Right now, we have almost 95 million people in Brazil connected and using the gaming sector. That's the fifth largest online population in the world, and Brazil's largest game developer is based in São Paulo, along with 280 other companies. And that's also a great example of how having the whole ecosystem in the same city helps the whole sector to develop and to attract new business and opportunities. So now I invite everyone to talk about your next investment. We are 100% available to answer any questions that you might have. We'll also share all of our contacts in the chat if you need anything later on. But it was on behalf of São Paulo Negócios, I would like to thank the presence of everyone. It was a great pleasure for us to share all this information and try to help you bring in your business or looking into São Paulo. It's a great honor for us. So thank you.
Thanks so much. I think we're going to have some questions from Salo and some questions from Michael Kennedy, but I have one question that I think a lot of people are curious about does the SV Negocios provide any kind of financial incentive, or when people are looking for opportunities like that, we saw the great tax opportunities and the clarification and also the wonderful step process, which I must admit, I love seeing that, because so often people say, Brazil is too bureaucratic. And my view is, if you just do the steps, you're good. And so good for you. But I am curious about financial incentives. Is there anything, Pedro, can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, sure. So I can start answering that question, and then André can follow as well. We have some tax incentives in the city of São Paulo, especially related to the real estate sector, and also some other specific sectors related to especially technology and innovation. And when you talk about São Paulo Negócios, we do not offer lines of credit, for example. The financial incentives that we offer, they are more like services. For example, the studies that we offer, they are free of charge. The business roundtables that we offer, they are free of charge as well. The structure of the international missions that we invite businesses to send their representatives, they are free of charge as well. So in the end, they are like financial incentives, but they are more in the form of services than specific lines of credit or hard cash in that sense. André, let's start with André Cavallini. Do you have anything to add as well?
Uh, as Pedro mentioned, we don't have any line of credit, but if you're looking for it, we have our partners from the state of São Paulo that are Desenvolve São Paulo, that they specific work with credit for companies here to operate in the city, in the state. So if you're looking for that, we are more than happy to introduce you to them. It's not a problem.
And André, Aleotti?
I think both Pedro and André already shared the whole answer, so it's all good.
Yeah, I would just like to add something extra on top of what Cavallini said. Some things that we don't offer as São Paulo Negócios, we can always point you in the right direction of specifically what you need. For example, if you need some sort of credit to financial incentives to put your business in the city of São Paulo, we have partners in the public sector. We have partners in the private sector. We even have investors for startups, for example, that you can talk with. And if we don't have an answer, we'll find someone who has, everything to put your business in here in the city. That's all.
Thank you so much. Hey, I see John Welch, who is an honorary board member and a longtime member of the chamber, asking about how the state of São Paulo will deal with U.S. tariffs. I just want to clarify, SB Negocios is the municipality of São Paulo, not the state. And the fact is, we are talking about Canada and Brazil. And hopefully, with all these meetings that we have going back and forth between our ministers and your federal government, that we're going to be hammering out a free trade agreement with Mercosur. And maybe we'll see some of this stuff coming down. But the age old discussion about how to treat Brazilian import taxes and ICMS, of course, are things that I'm sure that SB Negocios can find people who can guide you through it.
Well, yes, we can. So yeah, let me comment on top of that, Peter. Yes, we can help you find people that can help you see how your business can be least affected by the taxes. The agency for exports and investments from the state of São Paulo, that one is working on specifically how to tackle the downturn for the affected businesses, even offering lines of credit or offering some sort of compensation for the businesses. That's for sure. We in São Paulo Negócios, we also try to see how we can help the businesses from the city. And on that regard, we try to link them with opportunities outside of the US market. Canada can be an opportunity, for example, Europe, Africa, Asia, all over the world, because it is a downturn for the businesses, of course, but it's also an opportunity. Sometimes the ideal market for them was not in the US. Maybe the ideal market for them is elsewhere, and they just haven't discovered it because they were focused on the convenience of exporting to the United States, which is just close by. And as I mentioned, it also comes from the perspective of Brazilians of the local market, of not getting into the sort of trouble of exploring other areas of the world when you have this huge domestic market, and you also have the US just besides, that has not only a huge consumers market but also a rich one. So yeah, we are trying to offer those businesses the opportunity of exploring the rest of the world.
Pedro, welcome to our Canadian dilemma. We have the giant customer next door who doesn't love us anymore. And so we're always trying to find something there. One question I want to ask about Paula Sad, who is a former past president. She's also on our board. She's asking about incubation. Do companies have any kind of complementary support or soft landing through you folks?
I think Aleotti can start answering that question, right?
Yes, we have that in the city of São Paulo. So there's two main agencies for developing business in the city of São Paulo. So there's São Paulo Negócios that we already presented, but there's also ADESAMPA, that is the city hall's agency for development, and they have several specific offices within the city that someone can have their physical space there and have all the mentoring and all the technical information to develop a business. There's a few specific programs. So there's a specific program for sustainable business and all as well for gaming. But any kind of new company can also take part of this program. And obviously, we as São Paulo Negócios, we work very closely to this agency, so they are always referring us and vice versa. So there's always the opportunity for us to present their work and vice versa.
Thank you so much. Salo, do you have some questions you'd like to ask?
Yeah, well, I have a question and some comments. I think, well, just a remark. I am Paulista, so I know a lot São Paulo and obviously love the city. But I'm currently in Canada, and I'm seeing, as Peter said, how it's important to Canada to look for, let's say, bigger markets, scaling or scale partners that could be with Canada. And of course, São Paulo, as from what you presented, has so much demand for infrastructure, for mobility. We know also for health. And on the other hand, we also know that the adoption of technology in Brazil is also huge. So all of that comes with technology, which brings an amazing environment that we have in São Paulo. So what I will ask you is just to comment a little bit more about the ecosystem that we have in São Paulo, how dynamic it is, how we can actually make things happen very fast, how different access of funding we can also find in the city, because not always we'll find from the public sector, but we'll find from the private venture capitalists, and also the banking system is very strong and also provides some support. So if you could comment a little bit more about this ecosystem that we have in São Paulo, which could be very welcoming to Canadians really to try more to come to São Paulo.
Salo, thank you so much for the question. And I think, Aleotti, would you like to start answering that?
Yeah, Salo, thank you very much. That was a great question because you already complimented the city and the state very much. So thank you for that. I think you're absolutely right. São Paulo has this whole ecosystem very well developed. So any company that is already based in the city of São Paulo has access to this very diverse and dynamic ecosystem of finance, of services, of technology, of really well qualified workforce, and as well as a great consuming market. So there's 12 million people living within the city, 20 million in the whole metropolitan area, 46 in the state, and 200 million in Brazil. So we always have a joke that if a company in Brazil wants to really operate in the whole country, it needs to open in São Paulo, so it has access to this whole ecosystem and to all these partners and all these different actors that will support this expansion. I think for a Canadian company or a foreigner company, it's even better to be in São Paulo because you're going to have access to the whole ecosystem, and it's going to be a much more, how can I say, easy access as well. Because obviously there are other consuming cities and opportunities within Brazil, but São Paulo is the only city that offers all at one specific place.
Fantastic. Another question came in from Paulo Magalhaes, who is a great friend of the chamber. And it's funny, Paulo, your question is actually what everybody dreams of. How does SB Negocios outreach to prospective potential international business that may be exploring expansion to LATAM? And can you handle and tackle the inflow of prospective company demands? Yes, they are reaching out for more business. They want more business. They can handle more business. But one question is, so how are you doing outreach? How do you do it?
So I can start answering that, and both our managers can complete at the end. So it's sometimes it's hard because São Paulo Negócios, we have an issue here that we are not very well known within Brazil. So we are trying to expand the perception that of the type of service that we can offer, of the type of help that we can offer to foreign businesses, and we basically tackle that by having a great relationship with, for example, Brazil Canada Chamber of Commerce. So you know that we exist. So when you think about Brazil, when you think about bringing a delegation of business people to Brazil, we are on your radar, so we can help them. We can help you as well, and we do that with a lot of different institutions that work with providing foreign companies with opportunities in Brazil, and that's say our attention to a broader spectrum, but we also do very specific work for specific sectors. For example, the giants for technology and innovation, we try to bring them to Brazil. If we know that there's a huge multinational company somewhere that would benefit from coming to Brazil, we go there specifically to talk to them. We have that liberty, that freedom to work that way as well. Tackling specific companies that we think would be important to the city of São Paulo, not only from abroad, but also from Brazil and from the region as well. And we do that by going to receiving foreign delegations here, either institutional or business delegations. We also go to several events, several business meetings, business conferences in Brazil, in Canada, in other countries, trying to prospect, actively prospect companies to come to Brazil, because they should understand the opportunities that they have here. And this is something that I understand that not a lot of people know. They have a very good image about Brazil. There is a very famous politician in Brazil that he used to say that Brazil has the highest soft power in the world, which in a very latent sense of the expression, because a person, they cannot know anything about Brazil. They can even know how to point Brazil on a map, but when you talk that you're Brazilian, they always come to you with a smile. So that's soft power. You know, that's the underlying understanding that, okay, Brazil must be something nice, even though they don't know anything about the country. But other than knowing only that Brazil is a nice place, that Brazilians are nice people, they must also know that they have a lot of opportunities in the country. They can make a lot of money here, because that's what we're talking about in the end, right? We are here to help you make money so you can generate more businesses, more revenue for the city. And I think that's the end goal. So I think that's what I would say. André and André, do you have anything to add?
I think I would only add that obviously we try as much to be present in specific relevant events all over the world to present these opportunities that Pedro was telling about. And obviously we need to define a few strategic sectors to pay more attention to, but we obviously can help any kind of company, any kind of tech sector, any kind of activity. There's no limitation regarding that.
Fantastic. We have two questions about taxes. I'm going to kind of combine them. One is from Ravi Sitapathy, who is asking, Can you talk about import duties, taxes, and state taxes on imported goods to Brazil? The answer is we don't have the 2 hours to do that. But what we can do is refer you to people who absolutely can talk about it. But Jay Logan, who has and I don't mean to make light of it, it's just that it is a very complicated system because you have municipal taxes, state taxes, and then also the company, depending on where it's registered, also has taxes, and there's federal taxes, and there's duties. And all of it is very manageable. We have many people who could help you with that. Salo Rappaport has got Sescom Barrio, the firm. Our Negocios can certainly send, SB Negocios can certainly help you find the right place to do it. Even Mellowhawk, my company, even Michael can help you. All of us can. For Jay Logan's question, Jay has a wonderful company that has created a machine that actually can clean the inside of oil barrels to make them almost food grade. It's incredible. But he's just asking, is there anything specific in terms of tax holidays for climate change products? And then I want to go to Michael Kennedy.
So I think to that maybe
is there any when it comes to specific climate change, climate protection, green companies, do they have any specific additional savings?
We would need to take a look specific at the activity and if there's any specific law or policy regarding that. What we have is a specific activities of digital and tech activities have the lowest possible tax within the city. So in Brazilian law, the city cannot have the city tax on zero. The lowest possible is 2%, and the city has that for a few activities. So we would need to take a look into that. But specifically about sustainable activities and climate change technology or anything related to that, the city is paying a lot of attention into that. So we're going to have a few events this year led by the city of São Paulo to discuss and promote that, especially with the conference for United Nations on climate change happening in the late 2025 in Belém. So that's something we are currently looking, and maybe we can send a message to Jay a little later to invite him to take part in this event. We're going to have a business round on that, trying to foster business and develop business related to climate tech products.
Fantastic. Michael, any thoughts?
Just talking a little bit about the tax parts. It's important to mention that in the following year, it will start to be implemented a new tax regime. There will be a transition period that it will last from next year, from 2030. So it's important to the companies keep that in mind also.
Perfect, thank you. Michael Kennedy.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. And thank you, S&P Negocios, for the presentation. I think I was remembered when I was working for another financial services company about 13 years ago. We were planning opening up an office in São Paulo for a lot of the main reasons that you highlighted. You know, São Paulo being a destination for the hub for financial services in the region, not just in Brazil but in all of Latin America, and just access to the other services that you had. And we were doing it alone. Myself and colleagues were opening up the office, so I think it would have been great. 13 years ago, had this webinar happened, that we would have had a better understanding on how to open up our business in Sao Paulo. Having said that, I think maybe if you could just, and if there's any Canadian companies thinking about opening up an office in Sao Paulo, I definitely encourage them to reach out to S&P Negocios, and perhaps you guys can just highlight, for a Canadian company, what would day one look like when they approach S&P Negocios, and what are the ongoing support that you can offer companies once they have opened up their office in Sao Paulo, and what are some sort of follow-ups that you guys offered with some of your success cases that you have?
So Yeah, it's a shame that we didn't exist back then, Michael. Thank you so much for your comments.
We were children back then, Michael.
Yeah. And thank you so much for your question as well. Great to see you here. So we were actually inaugurated on 2017, I guess. And 2017. Okay, I was just confirming with Victoria. She's here, our staff as well, helping me out. And so our activity, our plan towards the company is very personalized. It's very bespoke towards the specific needs of the company that wants to open here in São Paulo, open an office here in São Paulo. And as I mentioned, we help them all along the way. We basically take them by the hand and we show them the steps, show them what they should do, the taxes they would need to pay as well. Either federal level, state level, and municipal level as well. The municipal level ones we can talk about. The state and federal level, we just show them what they should pay, and there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. Which is about to change 2026, as André Cavallini mentioned. And we help them get the regulations, get the licenses they need for this specific operation. We can help them get to opportunities, business opportunities within Brazil. We can present them to the ecosystem of companies, of business people, of the specific sector they want to invest in or open in the city of São Paulo. But it's so bespoke, Michael, that I would need to know more the specifics of the business to tell you what we could really offer them or not. And just as I mentioned as well, what we can't offer, we can find someone who can, you know. And as we are
That's
not
great.
totally public, we have that possibility. It's okay for us to link opportunities between two entities of private sector. It's okay for us to talk to the rest of the municipality, to the regulatory bodies on your behalf as well. We can do that. That's why we have this specific juridical personality, which is not completely public, but something in between. So we can better help the businesses of São Paulo with the tranquility, with the peace of mind that we are doing what we can within what we can as well. But maybe Aleotti and André can talk about specific business cases that they have, because they have been here for longer than I have.
Andre Aleotti, do you have one you want to share?
Yeah, I think Pedro gave a great overall. But answering Michael, for example, day one would be contacting us. We would understand specifically the business and what you expect from Brazil and the city of São Paulo, and we're going to develop a study, a technical study, showing case all the information a company would need to open and operate both in São Paulo and in Brazil. So, as Pedro mentioned, is a customized service. It's a free of charge service, and I saw there's two questions from Marcelo about co-working, and Chris about joint venture for steel manufactured products. I think these are two great examples. So, for example, if we are in contact with a company that needs a co-working entity, we can put in contact with them and help you with this process, as well a joint venture or a licensed partner for a steel manufactured product. We can try to see if we know someone, or if we don't know a specific company that we can put you in contact. We can find someone that knows and try to make that connection happen.
What I love about that is it really is about, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do to make connections happen. One thing I want to stress in all these situations, because of course with SB Negocios, they can certainly help, but you have to remember too, we have BCCC members, the Trade Commissioner Service, we have EDC, we have, and in addition to SB Negocios, we have law firms like Sectoral and FCR Law, BMA Law, all of whom could help. We all want to help you grow your business in São Paulo and in Brazil. And one thing I want to stress now is we are very lucky because Pedro will be coming to our doing business in Brazil in September. The 10th and the 11th and 12th of September, we're doing our big annual event, our 18th event. And Pedro will be available to talk in person to people. It is highly subscribed, and it is by invitation only, just because. So if you want to get an invitation, it actually has to come to me, and I have to decide if I like you or not, and then we'll decide if you get in. But I will tell you that having him here, having him answer questions, making sure that things will really work is really exciting. That is all the time we have. And so, on behalf of the Brazil-Canada Chamber of Commerce, I do want to thank our wonderful guests, Pedro Rebelo, André Aleotti, and of course, André Cavallini, and of course, Salo Habapor and Michael Kennedy. Thank you all for being here. And this event is one of many that the BCCC organizes to promote connections between Brazil and Canada. Make sure to follow us online to follow any upcoming initiatives, review membership, sponsorship opportunities to be part of our network. And don't forget, of course, we always are grateful for our sponsors. And our sponsors are Vale and Rio Tinto and Proactiva Results, Mellowhawk BMA Law. And we hope to have you all join us next time. So thank you so much. We're all glad to have you. And that is it for now. All the best. Be sure and follow our YouTube channel, and then you can see the recap of this particular event. We're happy to share it. And of course, pay attention to our website for our future events. We got plenty of them coming up. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
And thank you special to Victoria, who is also here helping us in this opportunity, even though she's not.
Fantastic. And to Khalil and Demas in the background, always working their magic.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, guys. Great afternoon.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.